From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
On this week's The Disney Crush Podcast, Dave and I go down memory lane and talk about some of our most dear and precious memories of Walt Disney World. Episode 443 starts right now.
Precious.
Precious and true are the moments we two can share.
Precious.
Precious and few actually is the words. That's yeah. I made up words to that song just now.
Okay, well.
And then you went into Gollum on me. I don't know. I got like this. I don't know. I look like I got a I don't know weird head wrap on tonight.
Yeah, you're looking a little different there. Something's going on.
I was in the pool before I got home late. I wanted to get my swim in, and I did, but so my hair's soaking wet. And
oh, that's what it is. Okay, well, people can't see.
Because I like to get the chlorine out after I get.
Why? Just leave it in, and it'll bleach your hair.
No, it won't bleach my hair.
It won't. Of course it will. They got the chlorine in there. It'll put. Remember that stuff when you were a kid? When we were kids, we had
sun in.
Sun in. Oh yeah.
Sun in on hair. Yeah.
Those were the days. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bleach on your hair. Basically, it was just bleach.
We used to sit out with baby oil on. We were stupid. I did that on prom. The day of my prom, we didn't have school the day of prom. The seniors didn't have to go to school. And I sat out with baby oil. Oh, my God. I was like a lobster at prom. It was okay.
That wasn't the look you were looking for, evidently.
No.
No, you want the tan.
No, prom was uneventful for me. It was not.
Oh.
College was better than high school for me. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. Oh, college was okay for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Tony Ann. So memories.
Yes.
Memories. You got any news? We already talked about all the great stuff going on. I don't know what the
just the pass holder previews were announced. Soarin' is going to be like first come. Like you just get in the standby line on. I just had it pulled up and stupid Facebook switched pages on me. Yeah, you just show up on the 19th and 20th of May for Soarin', and you just get in the standby line if you're a pass holder. But Muppets is going to have a virtual queue. 7 a.m. you have to have a theme park reservation. 11 a.m. you have to have a theme park reservation, but it doesn't have to be for Hollywood Studios. Okay, so 7 a.m. you have to have a Hollywood Studios theme park reservation. 11 a.m. you just have to have a park reservation, could be any park, and then you could hop over. And 3 p.m. you don't have to have a park reservation. And you do not have to have entered the park when you join the virtual queue. You can get your virtual queue and then go to the park. You don't have to be in the park to do it.
Oh, that's good.
And that will be on May 26th. So it's just one day. That's crazy. Oh, no. Well, no, sorry. I'm wrong. May 21st, 22nd, and 23rd will be Muppets, and May 19th and 20th will be Soarin'. So if you're there that week, that's good. But if you're not, you just wait until after Memorial Day.
Just wait. It'll be all right. Anything else?
Not really. They announced some food and wine stuff this week, but nothing exciting. I want to know when Tiffany's coming because me and my girls were going to go see Tiffany, but I didn't see the Eat to the Beat schedule yet.
Or you and the girls? Oh, the Golden Girls?
No, just anybody. Hey, you could be one of the girls, because you want to see Tiffany, right?
Well, that could be one of my favorite memories from Epcot would be seeing Tiffany. She is spectacular. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no names yet. We check back summer 2026 for more details, which is around the corner.
Did you hear about the housekeeper that got arrested?
No, I
guess
did not.
I guess a lot of, I don't know what resort it was in, but I guess a lot of guests were missing items from their rooms, and so they did a sting operation and caught a housekeeper.
Oh my goodness, that stinks.
I know.
Use the safe, people.
Yeah, I always try to be careful and not leave anything in there.
Mm-hmm. I even put my car keys in the safe. First of all, I put them in there so I don't lose them because I don't really use them that much when I'm not. But also, I worry about somebody like just going to the parking lot and pressing the fob and trying to find my car.
Well, that's a good idea. Putting your car keys in there. Yeah.
I do it mostly though, so I don't lose them. I had this freako thing happen with my car with my fob a few months ago. I guess it was November when I was there for the Swan and Dolphin thing with the girls. I was at Saratoga, and my fob, whenever it was outside, it would open my trunk. So I got my bags out of the trunk. I closed my trunk, and I walked away, and I heard beep, 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 and my trunk was opening again. And I closed my trunk, and I walked away, and I heard beep, beep, and it just kept doing it. And every time I had my keys near the car, I wasn't even touching them. It was opening my trunk. So it was an experience to get in the room. I kept running to the room, and then I'd come back out and I'd look and make sure my trunk was closed. It was very strange.
Did you check the batteries in the remote?
I think the battery was dying.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it anymore. As a matter of fact, my car doesn't make the beep, beep, beep sound when the trunk opens anymore either. So that's really, I don't know why.
Check some fuses. Maybe it's got a fuse problem somewhere.
Might be a fuse problem. Okay.
Yeah. Get your hubby on that.
Yeah, he does know a little bit about cars.
Yeah,
a little bit.
That's what I hear. A little bit. I guess there was, besides the cast member, I guess another Disney-related arrest.
Mm-hmm.
I guess somebody at Epcot, allegedly grabbed and shook a character attendant during the Maribel meet and greet, and was permanently banned from Walt Disney World property. Yeah, just don't do that.
God, why would you do that to a cast member?
Don't put your hands on them. What did he get?
I'm hitting my cord.
What the handler just say? Excuse me, sir, back up, or who? I don't know who it was.
Mirabelle's leaving for the day, and he just got in line.
They're taking a break. We'll be back in 15 minutes. That is a little disappointing.
You've been waiting in line.
I want to shake the attendant when that happens too. How dare you?
It always happens right. Like we've been waiting. We get up. We're the next people to go, and then they go, "Oh, Mickey's gonna go get some cheese."
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always seems like we hit it just right.
Yep.
And then do we wait? Do we wait? Do we really wait? Most time we do wait.
Chip and Dale are going to get some acorns.
Refreshments.
They're going to eat some acorns.
Sure they are, Mr. Mrs. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Just a couple of random arrests in Disney.
Nobody swam up to Disney Springs and robbed any place.
No more robberies.
Snorkel gear.
No more robberies.
Did they ever catch that person?
No, they never caught me. No, they never caught him. No.
Yeah,
I'm sure that money's well spent by now.
Crazy
people. Yeah, I did get a pretty penny for the wetsuit. What am I saying? Anyhow, all right, Tony.
How you been? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, all the mothers and mothers of fur babies and stepmothers and all the other mothers.
Got
a bunch of mothers in this group.
Little New York accent in there.
Yeah, well, not really. But
now my stomach's growling.
That was me last week. My stomach.
Yeah, memories like the corners of my mind.
I don't know where we're going with this, but I was thinking about favorite moments that I've had at the parks with my friends and family, and I thought maybe we'd talk about that a little bit.
Okay, well, tell me, what's one of your favorite moments? You want to go park by park, or what do you want to do? I was going
to go park by park, maybe, and so let's. Magic Kingdom just reminds me of my childhood when I went the first time, and I think I've talked about this before. That my father was a real character. He used to make jokes about everything, and the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse was a gag that we for years because we walked up it. We had never been to Disney. We didn't know what to expect that first time. And, let's go on this, the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. And we walked up the tree and saw the kitchen and then walked down the tree. And my father was like, that was my favorite. And he always would say that up until he died. He would say that we went in the early 2000s with the kids, and he would, oh, that's my favorite. And it wasn't really his favorite, but my father was funny. I wish my boys knew him better, because Dominic was very young. I think Dominic was still a baby when he passed, 2 maybe, when he passed.
It's unfortunate.
So, but yeah, so that would be my Magic Kingdom favorite memory. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones from more recent years, but it's hard to compete with my dad.
No, yeah. He
was the kind of person that would get upset if he didn't get wet on the water rides. The whole purpose of going on a water ride was to get wet, especially in Florida in summer.
Yeah, I see his point. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why am I going to
get really upset if he didn't get wet?
Yeah, that's kind of why I was on Splash.
Mm-hmm.
Just get me wet.
Yeah,
that's what I'm here for. Everybody putting on those rain suits and ponchos. How dare you? Just get wet and embrace it. Embrace the wet.
He also liked Pinocchio's Village House. Back in the day, the pizzas were different, and they were actually kind of good. They were like individual pizzas, but they're not like the ones we have now. They were a different pizza, and he liked those. And he liked sitting where you could look at Small World and wave to the people below. That was he loved that. He thought that was so cool.
Oh.
And he also loved Mickey ice cream bars. But the Mickey ice cream bars when I was a kid were different than the ones they have now. They didn't have a chocolate shell. They were vanilla and chocolate ice cream, but like it had like Mickey's face, but it wasn't that shell that's on it now that breaks apart as soon as you bite into it and falls all over you.
Oh, really? Interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't think I remember that.
It was shaped like a Mickey head, and it had the ears were chocolate ice cream, the face was vanilla ice cream, and then there was some chocolate ice cream like making his face. Like there might have even been gumball eyes, but I don't remember. That might have been Spider-Man that had the gumball eyes. I don't know. But yeah. If you remember those ice cream bars, you can go on Friends of the Disney Crush and say, I'm not crazy.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to see some pictures. Anybody got any pictures? I want to see one. I don't remember. Veronica might remember.
I know that the ice cream trucks used to have them too when I was a kid.
Interesting. I like the chocolate shell.
Oh, and also when I was a kid, I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if they had this in California, but in Florida, they had these orange juice things that you stuck in the orange, and you were supposed to be able to drink the juice, and it didn't. It never worked. Mm-hmm. It never worked. It was like a thing you stuck in the orange, and you were supposed to be able to suck the juice and drink it, and it never worked. And they had these cups for juice, like for the kids, and like the orange juice was shaped like an orange, and the grape juice was shaped like grapes. Mm-hmm. And I know Jen Batchelder remembers that because we've talked about that.
Yes, I remember those.
You remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And the plastic mugs that you got, the souvenir mugs were like this clear plastic, and it had whatever tourist attraction on it. I had one from Wiki Watchy when I was a kid.
Oh, cool.
But every tourist destination you went had these same souvenir mugs. They were plastic, and
probably from the same
handle.
Yeah, probably from the same distributor. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
They just had the logo on them, and then the logo would peel off eventually.
Of course, right? Mass produced, yeah, cheap stuff.
You got any early memories or?
No, I mean this one we thought we came up with this at the end we came up with this.
At the last minute, because we're the Disney Crush, and that's how we roll.
Absolutely. And so I didn't have a long time to think about it, but I think one of my kind of favorite and kind of unexpected moments was Veronica and I don't particularly. It's not that we don't like the fireworks; that it's just not one of our favorite things to do. Mm-hmm. And I've told this story before, so if you heard it, just bear with me. But we were on our way out because the fireworks started. We're like, okay, now's our time to exit the park, honey. Let's get out of here. Right. Because everybody's watching the fireworks. And so we're on our way out, and we noticed the photographer standing there by herself, very bored. And Veronica goes, you want to take a picture? I'm like, yeah, why not? There's nobody here. So we're standing there waiting, and we're waiting, and she's like, hang on a second. Okay. hang on. Right. Okay. We're like, come on. Like, we want to get out of here. We got to get to the car. This time is going and we need to go. And she's like, hang on, just hang on one second. Hang on. And we're like thinking to ourselves, what is she doing? And then finally she took the picture. We're like, okay, thanks. Bye. Good, and we just, hightailed it out of there. Mm-hmm. And, it was either when we got back to the hotel room or the next day, we're looking at the pictures, and what she was doing, and we had no idea at the time, was she was timing the fireworks coming out of the back of the castle. And she hit it perfectly. Because she's like, okay, raise your hands. And we had no clue. I'm like, we didn't even thank her. We just like shrugged her off and like, we got to go. Thanks for taking so long.
Yeah, that was a really good picture, though.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, so that's probably one of my favorite memories from Magic Kingdom. Yeah. Just one of those unexpected things that you had no clue, and then it surprises you. So that was cool. Mm-hmm. And I'll think of another one tomorrow and be like, I should have talked about that one.
Well, whatever.
All right, how about Animal Kingdom? What's one of your favorite memories?
My favorite memory, Animal Kingdom. I got a couple of those. The time I went with Veronica and our in-laws and Uncle Eric and Inga, and those people gifted us a bottle of champagne. That was pretty cool. We were at Nomad Lounge.
Oh yeah, that was really nice. Cool. Yeah.
And another great memory is TDC 2023 when we again went to Nomad Lounge. Oh, I hear all my memories at Nomad Lounge.
Dave. I know a lot of them. Yeah.
But that was amazing to see the sea of orange Crusher shirts in Nomad Lounge. That was really special.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, a lot of good meetups there. In fact, that's one of my memories is at Animal Kingdom at Nomad. How about that? Mm-hmm. Is meeting up with Kurt from Geeking on Walt Disney World podcast. Mm-hmm. We, this is way back when we had already started
4G3.
Yeah, we had already started the podcast, and I don't know, we were maybe nine shows in or something, and I've told this story before, so if you heard it, bear with me. But we, for the new listeners, when we were talking about doing the podcast, I was doing a lot of research, and back then, this was when I say back then, back in the day, this was almost close to 9-10 years ago. Things were completely different, and technology isn't even in those short 10 years has really increased and become a lot easier to podcast now. Back then, it was a little bit more difficult as far as the equipment goes and that kind of thing. I mean, you had to do this thing which was called, because Tony Ann and I record in different locations. So back then, it was called a mix minus, and you had to wire up these wires to make it sound right so you could hear yourself in your headphones, and then it was a whole thing. Anyway, it's called a mix minus, but now it's all built into these recorders. So it's all built in. So it's much, much easier. And so what I was doing at the time was I was listening to YouTubers and coaches online. Now, you could buy their course. They did have courses, and they were quite expensive back in the day. But you could, if you just listen to a lot of their coaching, kind of get the gist of it. And then, so that's kind of how I learned how to do it. And I found out because one of the coaches online said, I want to read a comment from a podcaster, one of my students. And it was Kurt. And that's how I learned about Kurt and his podcast. And then I found out they were doing a meetup. And so I thought, well, we're going to be in Animal Kingdom. Let's stop by and say hi. So I got to meet Kurt. So that was probably one of my favorite memories way back 9 years ago. The other one was when Pandora finally opened.
Oh, yeah.
To me, that was like a special, because it had taken so long and we were anticipating it for so long. And then finally it came, and then we had, which I thought was so cool, was the annual pass preview, pass holder preview. And we got to go, and we went on it several times. But those moments, those memories, I'll always remember those memories, and just how it didn't disappoint. Like Pandora, I was worried, but it didn't disappoint at all. It far exceeded my expectations. So that was cool. Yeah,
that was very cool.
All right.
So what about Epcot?
Ooh, Epcot. Well, Epcot, I think I was talking to Veronica before the show, and she mentioned Dapper Day and the meetup.
Oh yeah.
And I have to say that that was a great memory too. I didn't want to put a lot of the meetups. I was thinking of other memories.
It just seems to happen like that. But if people don't know, we had a meetup in 2023, and it coincided. Dapper Day happened to be happening that weekend. And we had put out to the group, do we want to do a theme? Do we just want to do our own thing? And there were a couple of different theme ideas. And Jeff Kessler said, well, it's the Crush and Orange Crush, so we should all wear orange. And Dave and I walked into the park and saw this sea of orange, and it was really overwhelming. And Bubba had the shirt, had the vest that had our logo on the back of his jacket. That was, the back of his vest.
He had it bedazzled. Yeah.
That was crazy. And that was really an amazing time.
Yeah, good times right there. Another one of my favorite memories from Epcot is I used to listen to Diz Unplugged all the time, and one of my favorites is Rhino. Mm-hmm. And my daughter loves Rhino, Olivia. And we were in Epcot, and we were with the Daves.
Yeah, you were at a Moonlight Magic.
Yeah, and we saw Rhino. So I went over and got his attention and said, "Hey, Rhino, I hate to bother you." And he goes, "No, it's fine," because he was with people, of course. And I'm like, "I hate to bother you, but my daughter just loves you. Could you come to say hi to her?" And she wanted to kill me because she was over there stuffing her face with an ice cream cone. And afterwards she's like, "How could you do that to me, Dad?" But anyway, he came over and said hello. And then Scott says, "Hey, Rhino, is there any way we can get you to come take a picture with us in front of the companion restroom?" I mean, just like that. Just no explanation, no why, no what for. And he just said, "Sure." And we walked over to the companion bathroom and he took a picture with us and never said, "Why did we do that? What's up with that?" And we gave him no explanation. And to this day, he probably is trying to figure out, why did I do that?
Why did those two guys
What was that all about?
Well, I wasn't even there when you and Scott had some shenanigans at Epcot, because back in the day when in Morocco, there used to be a certain pillar.
Yes, it was quite the pillar.
That was a little bit naughty looking, and Josh actually had it removed at one point because it looked like something else. But you and Scott got some pictures in there right before it got taken out.
Yeah, there was a few pictures. Yes, and
we didn't even know it was getting taken out. It was not announced that they were getting it. Just one day, a wall went up and it was gone.
Yeah, but it was getting popular because I know that every time that we went there. Every time we went to Epcot, we always said, "Hey, let's go take a picture." It's kind of like Naked Elsa. We just had to go take a picture. And then all of a sudden we noticed that there was a lot of people doing some crazy stuff back there. So,
yeah. And the thing that was really weird was that pillar had been there since the 1980s. And I think people just had more decorum and didn't automatically go there in their minds, or if they did, they didn't go take pictures with it.
Oh, right. And by the time we got back to that section, there's always a few drinks that had already been taken. We'd already had a few drinks, so that always helped a little bit too.
Yeah. Speaking of the Diz, I had forgotten about this when you just said that. I went to a Diz Unplugged meetup with Dominic. Dominic and I went. I don't remember. It was some anniversary of the Diz, and it was it was. They had rented out Test Track, Soarin'. This was before we even had a podcast. So this was like more than 10 years ago. They had a special showing of Illuminations, and they had Jody Benson do a concert just for the people that were there. I think Figment was open too.
Wow.
Yeah. It was Test Track, Figment, Soarin'. They had like in the land, they had like coffee and desserts, and they had a special show of Illuminations, and Jody Benson did a performance. I didn't get to see Jody Benson because I was my teenage son who wanted to ride Test Track as many times as he possibly could that night.
Ooh, no. Benson.
Yeah. So I didn't get back because Jody Benson was all the way in World Showcase, and I didn't get back there that whole night. We were just going back and forth between Soarin' and Test Track, and we did see the fireworks though. But yeah, but that was pretty cool. But I've talked about this before. I went to several of those meetups and nobody talked to me. We didn't make any friends. I met people and I introduced myself and stuff, but we didn't have these long lasting friendships that, it was strange because the Diz boards were an amazing place back in the day. And I was on the Diz boards every day, multiple, Rich would get mad at me because I would spend the whole day on the computer. Like on a weekend, I would be on there, and you would think that would make a lot of friendships because the way that we've made friends now, but I have one good friend still from the Diz boards, and it just was, I don't know, it was just different. And you would have thought we would have made friends at the meetups, but we didn't. But speaking of meetups, I think one of my favorite, most precious memory at Epcot was when it was my 50th and Kevin's 55th, and we had a special meeting area for the fireworks, and the surprise was on me because my husband showed up and Dominic, and that was amazing. And Dominic has never been one into the podcast or the podcast group. He kind of shies away from it. He's very private. And so he never had an idea of the magnitude of our group, of our community of friends, our community of Disney weird internet friends. And so when Dominic was at this fireworks party and all the people there were friends of ours, and all the people there were united by, the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast, our podcast, Mickey File podcast. And he was like, Mom, this is amazing. I can't believe all these people are here. And he had no idea.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see it through his eyes. So
yeah, those are some good memories.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. About Hollywood Studios, Tony-Ann.
Hollywood Studios. I will never forget Michael and the Great Movie Ride and how he was. Michael loved the Great Movie Ride, and that scene at the end where they showed all the movie clips, Michael kind of had that memorized. At one point, they changed it. Like, he had it memorized, and they changed it on him, and he got a little upset about that because the order of things, it used to go like Good Morning Vietnam, and then Stella, and then but they changed it. But by the end, he got used to that. But he used to always yell Stella, and that was an ongoing joke with us and our family and everybody. And some of our friends got to experience it. But so Michael and the Great Movie Ride is very precious to me. I'm trying to think of what else happened there. Oh, the time that I was on Tower of Terror with some of our friends, and the power went out, and we were just stuck at the bottom. We had gone up and down and up and down and up and down. And then we went down, and we stayed down, and the lights were out, and the ride wasn't moving. And I could hear some whimpering from children that were in the car with us, in the elevator with us.
Oh, no.
And I turned my phone on to put the light on for them. But I also realized when I turned the phone on, the last song I played was on my home screen, and it was the Proclaimers and the song I'll walk 500 miles. Mm-hmm. And I would, so I just hit play and the song went off. And when it got to the part where they go, da, 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 everybody that was in that elevator started singing, and it was amazing. And I will never forget that. That was the coolest thing. Just a spontaneous moment of joy shared between a bunch of strangers. That's work. And that was pretty special.
Oh.
Yeah. You got any memories of Hollywood?
I met a lot of people who became friends of ours because of the podcast there for the first time. I think Uli was probably the first listener that I think I met, and she was on property and met us over in Hollywood Studios, me and Veronica. Mike was sick at the time, so he couldn't make it, but we spent like an hour just talking, and within 5 minutes we were like friends. Like we'd known each other for 10 years, and we just talked and talked and talked and talked. And I think that's when I first met Scott and Karen. Same thing. We sat down and started talking, and before I knew it, like an hour went by, an hour and a half went by, and they had fast passes back then and everything, and they were missing their rides, and I felt so bad. I'm like, no, go ride. And they're like, no, we're fine. We're good. We're just hanging out. Mike McKee, I met him there one day. I was just sitting at Backlot, and I saw him, and I walked over.
I met Nick Malio at Hollywood, now that you mention it.
Yeah. Met a lot of people there. I don't know why, but it just seemed like Hollywood Studios is the park that I met so many people for the first time. Just randomly, and some I knew were coming, but some were just kind of random. And the other one would be, I'm going to have to say the meetup again, our meetup there. Yeah, at TDC, our meetup at Hollywood Studios for TDC, and seeing everybody there in their alien swirling saucer shirts.
Yeah.
That was just, those moments just take you back. Like, I can't even believe this is happening. And then the soldiers came by.
The photographer was amazing, and the Green Army man came over and started messing around with us, and
that was really just a good moment. Yeah, good memory.
I also remember the first time I walked into Galaxy's Edge. That blew me away. The way you said Pandora blew you away, Galaxy's Edge blew me away. I was a Star Wars kid when I was a kid. I used to sit on my front porch and play with my Star Wars figures, and it just blew me away. And then when I saw, again, through Dominic's eyes, and he saw, I don't even know what the name of the ship is. It's not the X-Wing. It was the other one across from the X-Wing. He was like, oh, Mom, they have I don't even remember what kind of ship it is. You guys are yelling at me. The red one across from Rise of the Resistance, not the X-Wing, the other one. But he was like, Mom, they have, I don't remember what it was called, but he got excited and psyched. And this was a teenager who hadn't been excited and psyched by anything since he turned 12. So yeah, but that was pretty cool.
It is. I mean, I'm not a real Star Wars fan, but it just, it was pretty amazing when I saw it too.
When I saw the Millennium Falcon for the first time, and just, that blew me away. I remember crying.
Really?
So,
yeah. And Rise is just amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
If everything worked, it's good.
When everything
works, it's good. Yeah. But most times something's just not working right.
But Hollywood's a special park for us.
It really has been. Of all the parks, you wouldn't think it would be that one, but that one for some reason has always stood out. What about Springs? Disney Springs? Anything happen there? Any good memories there?
Disney Springs, we've met a lot of people there too. It's, we had a really good night going around to the different restaurants with some friends. I have a vivid memory of going to STK. We were so excited. We were doing like an eat around the happy hours. We were going all the different places that have happy hour at Disney Springs. We had a whole map, and we didn't really get as far as we had hoped to, but we went to STK for happy hour, and it was really bad, but it was like comically bad. Like they had this meatball that was a Wagyu meatball, and Wagyu should not bounce. Like when I put my fork in this meatball, and it just kept bouncing off the fork. And I just really remember that. And that was a good time. And a lot of people had pickle shots and were feeling it by that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going to House of Blues with my husband. You were there that night too. And it was very cool. The guy that was singing was pretty good, and we just really enjoyed kicking back. Me and Rich like to go listen to music, and we don't get to do it enough. Maybe Friday Michael's going to a dance with his sister. Maybe I'll go see some music.
There you go.
Maybe we need a date.
Yeah, do it. Make it a date night. Yeah, that's one of our favorite things to do. Some of my favorite memories there are with the family and us just hanging out and watching the street performers. just for hours. And Zane, my son Zane just loves music and saw some really good musicians there. And another one would be our in-laws. Going with our in-laws there. We had a blast with the in-laws there one time.
Cool.
I think it was when they came and stayed in Fort Wilderness, but we ended up at Disney Springs and we had some fun. At my expense, something happened at Jock Lindsay's, and I was asking for some kind of basil or something in a drink, and Veronica and her dad, it's hard to explain, but they made this little whole joke the whole time about it, and I had no idea what was going on, but at my expense. So I'm glad they had a good laugh, because I asked about something about the drink, and I can't remember what happened, but anyway, they had a good time, and we took pictures. You go to the where they take the pictures at.
They have the little photo pass studio.
Yeah, and so what they did is they kept a piece of the basil from one of the drinks, and in the picture they both were smelling it in one of the pictures, because that was the whole joke. There was something about the basil in the drink. I don't know. It was an inside joke, and I wasn't part of it.
You weren't part of the inside
No, I was not part of it.
That.
But I'm glad that they got a good kick out of it, and they got a picture to prove it. They had a great time. So I remember those little memories like that. Those unexpected things that just happen and turn into really good memories. Yeah, Disney Springs. Love Disney Springs.
I had a good meal with our in-laws at Raglan Road, actually. When we went with Uncle Eric. Actually, I had a great time with Veronica and Candy at Raglan Road when we went on a girls' trip. It's too long since we've done one of those trips, because it was just me, Veronica, and Candy. And we had a really fun time at Raglan Road that night. I had another time where I couldn't find my phone. We had been to dinner. We had been to Morimoto's, and our friend Madison, Michael's best friend, Madison, was with me, and I couldn't find my phone anywhere. And I thought I had left it in Uniqlo. So we went back to Uniqlo to retrace my steps, and it wasn't there. And Madison said, let me call it. We need to call it. So they called it, and it had been in my backpack the whole time. I've been known to do that. I also had an incident, but this wasn't at Disney Springs, when we were wearing masks, and we were at Rick's Sports Bar at Coronado, and I couldn't find my mask. And Scott went. The restaurant was closed. We first of all, we have a track record of shutting down places, like we're the last ones out, and Rick's was closing, and they were like putting the chain, what do you call that? Like
the rope?
No, they had like the metal gate things that closed around the restaurant, and Scott went running back to look for my mask, and it was around my neck the whole time.
Yeah. You'll have days like that.
I have a lot of days like that. I really do. I lose my keys; they're in my hand. Sometimes I'll push a pair of glasses to the top of my head, and I'll walk by the mirror, and I'll realize that I have like 2 pairs of glasses on my head. Like I didn't know that I had another pair.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm good like that. Yeah. I've had a lot of good memories with friends, though.
Yeah, Raglan Road seems to be a good one, because we've had some good memories there too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Deirdre, we were there with Deirdre one time, and I guess we were having such a great time. Somebody beside us
complained about you.
Didn't like it so much and complained. Actually, sent an email or something. I forget where. Sent something.
I think it was on our Instagram that they said something about the Disney Crush, because you guys had on Disney Crush shirts.
I don't know. And then they didn't like that we were having a good time, and we were too loud, and podcasters just think that.
First of all, Raglan Road is loud.
It is very loud, and we were in the very back too. We were like in a back corner, and we weren't being that loud. But anyway, that was fun. Well, she was just mad because she couldn't join us. That's all. All right, Tony Ann. Well, anything else? Any other great memories?
In the parks and the no, nothing I could share publicly.
Okay.
There were some funny memories, but I can't share those.
Oh, okay,
well,
maybe we'll do a Patreon.
My friends who were with me at Saratoga Springs by the by the carriage house waiting for a golf cart to take us to our room know what I'm talking about.
Okay. And, well, I guess we'll leave it there.
Very inside joke.
Well, thanks a lot for that. Stay tuned for part 2, maybe. Maybe we'll do it. Will you tell us on Patreon? Or no, you can't even tell us on Patreon.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
All right.
Can't publicly be shared.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have said anything then. You just keep those things yourself.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good times.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a really great time. Tori made dinner one night. That was wonderful.
Heard about that.
Mm-hmm. That was good. Me and her prepped all day long.
Mm-hmm.
We left the park early and we went back to our room and prepped all day long. That was fun. Yeah,
my favorite memory from a resort was my birthday, my 60th birthday.
Oh yeah.
I had you guys got me so good. I mean, looking back, I'm like, I should have figured it out on so many occasions, and I just never figured it out. I mean, I had no clue, but you guys really got me on that one.
Yeah.
You know, Uli, a lot of people were involved in that, and it was an amazing trip. And you got me.
Veronica surprised. He thought they were going to the Polynesian to have lunch or something, and they were staying there for his 60th birthday.
Yeah, got me good. Yeah. And it was even down to the fact that, and this is years ago, so things happen like on our group and Facebook. I couldn't get into our Facebook for some reason because you got on there to get everybody, on board with all this thing, and I was locked out of it, and I'm like, I can't get in for some reason. But those things happen all the time. Technical issues
him from our group temporarily.
And you banned me from my own group. And I'm like, how am I banned from my own group? But then I got back on but no, see, that should have been a sign. That should have been a sign.
No. And I said, Facebook's been acting funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just like take for instance tonight, you couldn't get on, we use StreamYard to stream and record, and you couldn't get on StreamYard tonight. You called me and said, I can't get on StreamYard. So I went on, what do you do? I looked up ChatGPT or Google, and they said, yep, StreamYard's been having problems for 2 days, and just give it a little time. You might be able to get back on. And sure enough, you text me and said, I'm on. Let's do this. So, but
I tried not to make every memory about our friends and our meetups, but those moments were so precious.
And it was hot. It was a lot back in, we haven't done something in a long time. We probably should do something.
No, we haven't. It's hard, but
it seems
maybe we
easy.
need to plan something for 2027.
It was easier for some reason back then. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Did it seem like it? Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Something's, I don't know if something's changed or I don't know.
I'd like to do something in 2027. We'll have to talk about it.
All right. Well, let's think about it, and maybe we'll do something.
Thank you, everyone, for listening continuing to listen to the Disney Crush, and we appreciate you all, even if you can't be at our meetups.
No, you can go on Friends of the Disney Crush on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, hang out with us there.
And we sometimes have conversation starters. Dave put one up today about pet peeves. And share with us. Let help us get to know you better.
Yeah, and if you listen to this, go on there and tell us what your favorite memory is. Maybe we'll put something up about your favorite memory.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's Disney Crush podcast. We will see you guys next week. Same time, same place.
Bye.
And that's a wrap.
I'm waving like they can see us.
Bye. That's it. All right.
The key of truth has spoken.
Put a check on that. Can you do that, Dave? Can you put a check on that one?